Welcome to Rockingham County Government Citizen Academy, and this is the very first night, and what we're going to learn is everything you always wanted to know about Rockingham County government but didn't know who to ask. Our students will be coming in for the very first time tonight. Watch and see what happens.
Hello and welcome. My name's Keith May. I'm the chairman of the Board of Commissioners. I'd like to welcome all of you to the Citizens Academy and invite you to learn about the county government.
And I would ask you all to consider this academy program.
I'll entertain a motion for approval.
Mr. Chairman, with great delight, I make a motion for approval.
Okay, there's a motion for approval made by Commissioner Bass, a long time coming, I believe, and a second by Commissioner Callum. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Presenting Rockingham County Government's first Citizens Academy. The Rockingham County Board of Commissioners voted for this brand new initiative to help harness all of the outstanding and diverse leaders throughout Rockingham County. The Citizens Academy is a free, comprehensive 10-week program for Rockingham County citizens to learn and better understand how Rockingham County government actually operates. The Citizens Academy was designed for 3 specific reasons: to inform, educate, engage, and empower local citizens with thorough behind-the-scenes views of Rockingham County government, to personally meet and help you talk with county elected officials, department heads, and leaders throughout the government to show you how government actually happens, and 3, to gain a working knowledge about the county's overall organization, vision, mission, goals, and objectives. Rockingham County's Citizens Academy will include exciting tours and programs. Each class will feature a short vignette summarizing each subject. Experts will offer brief comments following the video. Then the class will do problem-solving exercising, and they will do case studies surrounding the subject matter. The main dialogue will involve the participants' solutions and exchanges with experts regarding the topics. We hope to also show the vignettes on the county's YouTube, on Rockingham Update, and on Rockingham Community College's educational public access channel too. Homework assignments from each session will be due at the beginning of the next session. Evaluations will be completed by Academy students and presenters following each session to provide an ongoing assessment of possible enhancements. Homework assignments will also be part of the evaluation process. A final evaluation will determine future steps and will be reported to county commissioners. Rockingham County Government Citizens Academy, it's here, so let's celebrate the leaders involved in the Rockingham County new Citizens Academy. We expect to see a real compilation of bright, successful people ready to take us to the next step. We're counting on you, and you to join together and to join hands to take Rockingham County to the next level. Our county commissioners and county manager have set the vision, and it's our job to help transform that vision, those dreams, into realities. You have gifts, and it's time for those gifts to all come together so we can all move together. For remember, to whom much is given, much is required. Let's turn dreams to realities with our Citizens Academy. On your mark, get set, go!
I'm Lance Spencer, the county manager for Rockingham County, and I want to welcome all of you to the first Citizens Academy. We look forward for all of you to have an adventurous time. There's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of activity. It's not going to be just a sit-down class. It's going to be an interactive class where you all will have a chance to learn, to listen, to ask those who are involved, to ask those who actually make the decisions, and talk with those who make the decisions. So enjoy your time here. It'll be fun, and you'll hopefully when you leave you'll come out with a much better appreciation of government, how it works, and hopefully you'll be excited to serve on some of our committees and boards. So we look forward to having you, and have a great time.
We're going to get started. It is exactly 6 o'clock, and we certainly do not wish to keep you here any longer than we indicated we would. And on behalf of the Rockingham County Board of Commissioners, the Citizens Academy Steering Committee, may I extend a sincere welcome to each of you, and sincerely thank you for coming. If it's comfortable and you can stand conveniently, I will lead us through an invocation, and if you'd like to stand, you're invited to do so. Heavenly Father, thank you for the strong minds and the bodies that you have given us to initiate the Rockingham County Citizens Academy. We realize that our strength comes from Thee. We pray that you would descend upon us and teach us how we may best apply ourselves and our talents to the task that best glorifies thy name. Guide us so that we may choose wisely the activities for the best use of our energies. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Please be seated. Again, on behalf of the Board of Commissioners, may I extend a warm, sincere congratulations and thanks to you for your choosing to step up to the plate to help initiate the very first Rockingham County Citizens Academy. And folks, let me digress just a little bit from my notes and say, about 8 years ago, I decided to run for the county commissioner's seat. And while campaigning, it dawned upon me that we need to develop a tool so that we can share more of the information about our government to our citizens. So, for 8 years, I've been working on this, and we finally, with your help, going to give it some legs. And we're going to watch this thing grow and grow, and we're just going to have to move out the way because we don't know how big it's going to get. And I know that we will all realize tremendous benefits as we do this again and again. We're going to proceed on. I'm going to, at this time, introduce the county commissioners. I'll call their names, and those who are not here, certainly there's a reason why, and there will be an explanation given. And those who are here, if you would, please stand, and you're invited to indicate or say at least a minute and a half worth of information. Our Rockingham County Board of Commissioners Chairman is Mr. Keith May. And let me introduce all of them, and then we'll come back. James Kelton is our Vice Chair. Thomas Flint, a board member. Craig Travis, a board member. And Harold Bash, yours truly, a board member. And now, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Bash. I know that it has been a long time that Harold has really been working this. And I appreciate all of y'all attending. I hope you'll get a lot out of it. We're trying to make government, at least on a local level, as transparent as possible, and to give the people who we work for the information and knowledge of why and how we make decisions the way we do. And knowing that Harold's got me on the clock, I want to thank you again, and I hope you get a lot out of it. Anytime you have a question, feel free to email us. Our email's open. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Flint.
Thank you, Harold. First of all, glad everyone could be with us tonight. I think you're going to find the sessions that you're embarking on to be very informative. The word transparency, Keith just mentioned, has been mentioned many times in the past several years. And I think that what you're going to learn and what you're going to see in the upcoming sessions, you'll find that county government doesn't all operate on a sound bite on a TV or a radio show, nor is it just a 1 or 2 sentence comment in the newspaper. So I would certainly, as Keith said, encourage you to ask questions at the appropriate time, I guess, Mr. Chairman. And no question is a dumb question. What your question may spark someone else that may want to say something. So, again, thank you for taking the time, and good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And folks, our county manager, Mr. Lance Metzler, he's going to announce and tell you where the two missing commissioners are and why.
Okay, I am Lance Metzler. I'm your county manager. Been your county manager all of 8 months. I've got 17 years experience in local government as a town manager, and then I crossed over into county management. Fell in love with county management, so I stayed in county management. James Callum, he is an entrepreneur. He owns his own business. Most of you may know him. He owns his own extermination business. He's been in office for, is this his first or second term?
Second term.
Second term, and he's
Mr. Metzler, excuse me, while you, if you don't mind, Ms. Scott, would you point Commissioner Callum out his picture over there?
Look above her head, and that's Mr. Callum, right there.
Okay.
And he's running again for this term. We also have Craig Travis. He is an AT&T field technician. He cannot be here tonight due to his job responsibilities. He has to work till 7 p.m., so he's unable to be here. And I forgot to mention that Mr. Kellum, he has a sickness right now, and he could not be here tonight. So they really wanted to be here. They showed desire to be here. Unfortunately, circumstances did not allow them to be here. I'm just going to basically briefly say that I am the county manager, and I oversee the day-to-day operations of all the departments within the county that the Board of Commissioners oversees, all the way from planning and zoning to the animal shelter to you name it, other than the elected positions, which is the Sheriff's Department, Register of Deeds, and the Board of Elections. I did want to provide a joke. I like to do jokes when I give pre-presentations. Some are good, some are well, it has to be better than one. Some are good, some are bad. Our public information officer, who is Mabel, she normally gives the jokes for me, but I took a walk on the wild side, and I decided to get my own. So this, I looked on the internet for jokes about government. If you've heard it, just amuse yourself and laugh, amuse me and laugh. Once upon a time, the government had a vast scrapyard in the middle of the desert. Congress said someone may steal from it at night, so they created a night watchman position and hired a person for the job. Then Congress said, how does the watchman do his job without instruction? So they created a planning department and hired 2 people. One person to write instructions and one person to do the same, do some studies. Then Congress said, how will we know the night watchman is doing the task correctly? So they created a quality control department and hired 2 people, one to do the studies and one to write the reports. Then Congress said, how are these people going to get paid? So they created the following positions: a timekeeper, a payroll officer, then hired 2 people. Then Congress said, who will be accountable for all these people? So they created an administrative section and hired 3 people: an administrative officer, administrative office assistant, and a legal secretary. Then Congress said, we had this command in operation for 1 year. We're $18,000 over budget. We must cut back overall costs. So they laid off the night watchman. So in essence, they created all these positions just to come a full turnaround. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to tell you that during this process you'll find that Rockingham County has lean government, and we continue to evaluate the processes that we have, such as consolidation of health and human services. We're trying to centralize permitting. So we're doing a lot of things to make our government here a more effective and efficient government. So we're not like Congress that creates jobs. We try to do more with less, and you'll see us as you go through the process to learn that we do more with less. And there are more areas that we're evaluating to improve services on. So we are a high-functioning, in my opinion, a high-functioning organization with the ability to improve and to do major cost savings through our evaluations of best management practices, which you'll hear about later on.
What we want to do, I should emphasize the fact, folks, this is serious, but we want to have fun while we do it. So you don't need to get so uptight. We're going to learn a lot, we're going to do a lot, but we're going to have fun doing it. So just stay alert. There's one of the posters over there says you don't have to lie awake at night wondering, just stay alert during the day and you'll find out what's going on. So we're going to have fun getting this done. Now, the next group that I'd like to introduce, and I'm sure not all of them are here, would be our steering committee. That group is made up of Dr. Michael Helmick, who is the president of Rockingham Community College, Lance Metzler, who just left, who is our Rockingham County manager, Adam Lindsay, he's the director of strategic management, he's not with us, and Dr. Mabel Scott. Would you please stand? She's the one who's been extremely busy waiting and helping and serving you and acting as our official hostess tonight. And of course, I'm on that committee as well. Okay, with that, I'm going to stick around, and I see Commissioner Flynn is here, so we'll be here, and I think you've got a break coming up at some point in time. But it should be an interesting program, and I think you'll enjoy it. Thank you very kindly.
I'm Mabel Scott. I'm the Public Information Officer. Welcome to Rockingham County Government. Tonight we are going to learn, we're going to listen to each other, we're going to grow, and we're going to become more informed, educated, and engaged in Rockingham County government. And the best way we can learn how to become a group is to find out who we all are. I noticed at the beginning that many of you already know each other, but everybody may not know everybody. So what we're going to ask you to do is come on down, pretend as if this is The Price is Right, and we're just going to go up and down the rows, and we'd like each person to just come up here and tell us your name, where you're from. You can describe either what you do as your career, your avocation, your hobby, whatever you're doing now if you're retired. And the last thing we'd like for you to tell us is what you love about Rockingham County. So you give your name, where you're from, what you do, and what you love about Rockingham County. And Mr. Massey, since your wife works here and you come and you serve on planning board, we'll start off with you. Thank you.
My name is Sammy Massey, and the thing about that is my wife. And as Mabel said, I'm on the planning board here. We meet the third Monday of each month. And when this opportunity came up, I thought back in school when having civics class, and I thought this would be a good thing. It'd be a civics class for me tonight. But I am looking forward to learning more about our government and how it operates and get a better idea about how things go.
What do you like about, what do you love about Rockingham?
Oh, I've lived in Rockingham County all my life, other than what time I was in the military. And I wouldn't want to go anywhere else. And I'm just tickled to death to be here. Just thoroughly enjoy it.
My name is Edna McCollum. I've been in Rockingham County all my life. And I just love the quiet country atmosphere. And I am retired, and so far I'm enjoying it. I just retired this year.
Hi, my name is Clarenda Lipscomb. I just love the country. So I love Rockingham County because I've been here on and off all my life. I am a grandmother who loves her grandchildren. I have also been volunteering at Lawsonville Elementary School. That's a pet project of mine that I love to do. And like I said, I just love the peacefulness of Rockingham County and the people.
Hello, I'm Leanna Lawson, and I'm from Ruffin. I'm a registered nurse, just retired from Rockingham Community College. And I loved it so much until I went back this summer to help them a little bit in their clinical. I am a candidate for Rockingham County Commissioner, and taking this class is going to be a really good thing for me because I can learn more and more about the county. I am a resident of Rockingham County, been all the way around the world, and we came back home to stay. And I just love the county because there are so many things here and so many opportunities for everybody, and it's just a good place to be.
Hi folks, I'm Mark Hatchett. I live in Eden. There I'm on the Historic Preservation Commission. Thanks to being in the Eden Citizens Academy, and I see some of the faces that were there with me last fall. I'm also on the steering committee for Rockingham County Pathways that's putting together the master plan for the trail system here in the county. Right now, my big project, and I am retired, so I don't do much of anything. I'm helping put together the October 6th rally for the will of the people at Freedom Park in Eden. I like Rockingham County. I grew up in Martinsville, just up the road, but my great-grandfather was born here in 1866. His name was Ulysses Simpson Grant. My middle name is Grant. His son, my grandfather, worked in the cotton mills in Eden, and my mother and all of her siblings were born in a house on Spring Street in Eden. And I think that's what I like about it, because I feel like I have roots here.
My name is Lula Bass, and I was born in Reedsville, lived a lot of places, came back to Ruffin, North Carolina, which my kids call them nothing, North Carolina. But they loved it. And I'm retired, volunteer in a lot of different organizations until recently. And I love Rockingham County because of the quietness, the people, and the genuine love for each other.
I'm Teresa Giles. I'm from Canada. I moved 16 years ago to teach at the high school. I'm a special education teacher. 2 years ago I got my citizenship, and they made me a civics and economics teacher and a U.S. history teacher. What I most like about Rockingham County is the weather in the winter.
My name is Sherry Garrett. I live in Eden, North Carolina. I also have family in Reedsville, North Carolina on my father's side. I have friends all over the county. And I was in Eden Citizens Academy, like Mark said, I see some fellow students, and glad to see them again. And I work at Newbridge Bank. I work at the office in Greensboro, so if I look stressed when I get here because I've walked the traffic out of Greensboro. This county is its people. There was an author that lived here from a northern state who commented that the people of Rockingham County is its shining star, and I think that was the highest compliment that I've ever received, or that we've received as a county. And I really would say that it's the people, it's that small town atmosphere, it's that everybody cares about everybody, everybody helps everybody when they're in need of help. So that's what I like best. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sarah Cummings, and I'm originally from Chautauqua County in western New York, which is very much like Rockingham County.
But with snow.
But a lot of snow. So what I love about Rockingham County is it's just like back home where I grew up, but no snow to speak of. I'm actually work in accounting and finished my associate's degree at RCC this last spring, and I'm working on my bachelor's at UNC now to finish that up. And that's about it.
Hi, my name is Amber Cruz, and I'm from California, but I've been here in Rockingham County for 6 years now. I'm attending school full-time, pursuing my degree in human services, and I'm a full-time mom to 3 children, and I just love Rockingham County because to raise my children and how everybody waves at you even though you don't know them. And I'm proudly, there's a lot of opportunity here, so I don't see myself going back to California.
Hi, I'm Walt Cooper. I'm a local pastor. My family and I reside over in the South End community of Reedsville. One thing I love about Rockingham County is that I've already heard it numbers of times, but my children, when we moved in, had loads of neighborhood kids, diverse community, and the neighborhood kids wanted them to come out and play in everything, and that's one thing that I love because I grew up in Savannah, Georgia, and Charleston, South Carolina. Our family farm is farther upstate in South Carolina that I went to during the summers, and Rockingham County is specifically like that portion of the area that I grew up in. And most of all, when my kids come home from school and say this is the sweetest and nicest classes that they've ever had, They don't feel like they get picked on. Everybody's there to help out, and I look in at their classes and I see diversity all over the place. And to hear that and to know that and to see that, that's why I like Rockingham County.
Hi, my name is Deborah Brady. I'm from Stumble, and I'll bring in my Rockingham County now. My dad was military. I've been everywhere in America and Navy, so I've been everywhere again. He wanted to come back home, and we were here in the 70s when everything was really booming. Come back home, and the county really lost so much with their tobacco and textile. The people that are here now want to be here. There's no other reason to want to be here. And we're going to make it good for our children and grandchildren. That's the reason I love Rockingham County.
My name is Jeremy Booth. I was born in Connecticut. I've been living in Rockingham County for about 15 years or so, since I was about 5 or so. And I'd say I like the fact that my family is here.
Hi, I'm Casey Vincent. I work for First Citizens Bank in Eden, North Carolina. I was born at Moorhead Hospital. I was raised in Reedsville behind the American Tobacco Sheds on Narrow Gauge Road. And I'm now living back in Eden on Stadium Drive down the street from Moorhead. I have 2 children, and the things I love about Rockingham County tie together what several other people have said. My husband and I have lived all over the state of North Carolina, and my children are 4 and 2. And when we decided we needed to settle down somewhere before they started school, this was where we wanted to come. This was where family was. This is where people waved to you whether they knew you or not. And even as a teenager living here, when you're, everybody's in your business and you can't get away with anything because everybody knows your mom. When you're raising kids, that's what you're looking for. So we moved on.
My name is Jeff Butter. I live over in Ruffin, North Carolina. We moved here about 20 years ago, me and my wife and family, from West Virginia. My dad was in the military, so I kind of traveled all over Canada, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Virginia. Rockingham County is just like a country place. A lot of back roads you can go on, a lot of backwoods you can travel, a lot of trails you can travel down. That's why I like Rockingham County, and I work for Time Warner Case. Yes, you may.
Good evening. My name is Co-Ann Trent. I'm the Director of Financial Aid at Rockingham Community College. Lived here since 1995. From Western North Carolina. You may be able to tell because I have a mountain twang, and people comment about that a lot. I love this county. It's people are friendly, and it's convenient to lots of cities around. Very convenient. I live in Madison, straight shot down 220, to Greensboro, and I'm very interested in seeing how things work. And also, my side of the county doesn't have as much as this side, as Reedsville and some of the other things. So I would love to see some growth there in Madison. So I'm, hoping that maybe I can become more involved and help that happen.
My name is Phyllis Thomas. I grew up in Ruffin. I currently reside in Reedsville. I am employed at North Carolina A&T State University in the Benefits Office of the Human Resources Division. I love Rockingham County because I've been here all my life. And as a child, the thing that I wanted to do was leave, but as an adult, I've learned to appreciate the most beautiful county in North Carolina.
My name is John Roberts. I live on Belmont Drive in Reedsville. I've lived in Reedsville about 15 years now, and really like it. I find that Rockingham County has got a lot of people who really care about the community and want to see it grow. We've got real problems in Rockingham County with our employment rate and lack of opportunities, but there are some really serious people in the community that want to improve it, and I just like that. I mean, I feel a connection with people. Another thing I like is that I feel a connection with people, even though I know I don't sound like it, but I'm actually from North Carolina. But just hearing some people talk here, for a while as a youth I lived in California. My wife is from New York. My mother was born in Canada. So no matter who I talk to, I think, wow, this is just like, why wasn't I here all along? So, and anyway, I really like it here, and I hope that this session here does really well.
Hi there, my name is Matt Smith. I have lived in Rockingham County now for about 11 years. I'm originally from Cabarrus County, North Carolina. In fact, when people hear that I'm from Cabarrus County, they seem like they always ask me about that big mall that's down there on the way to Charlotte. Well, I have to tell them that as a teenager, I helped my grandfather cut and bale hay and haul hay off the property that Concord Mills Mall now sits on. And that is one thing that I dislike about from where I came, and I really like about where I'm at now. Cabarrus County has decided to become Charlotte Junior. But no better way I know to put it. And Rockingham County, I think, has consciously made that decision. They're not going to become Greensboro Junior. And they have their own identity. It's a nice, smaller place. It reminds me of where I grew up all those years ago. And it looks like it's going to be a good place for many, many years to come. Now, as far as what I do, I kind of have a dual role. I am assistant pastor at Sandy Cross Wesleyan Church. We don't have a lot of members yet, but we are of course looking always to grow. But my full-time, my tent maker job is I'm the station manager for WGSR TV. You probably know it as Cable 5. That's how they've referred to it here for forever and ever. And one of my little side things, I'm the organizer, placement maker, and everything. Each year for the past 8 years, I've done this for the Reidsville Christmas Parade. I kind of organize that and make sure it steps off on time. We keep it going. And of course, if you've got a church or a civic group or even a business, see me if you want some information on the parade. We'd love to have you come be a part of it. And other than that, I live in Eden. I care for my wife who is bedbound, but we somehow keep things going, and we just love this county. We love the city of Eden. Rockingham County, in my opinion, the greatest county in North Carolina, and probably all around the area.
My name is Gary Moore. I'm the water plant operator at Reidsville Water Plant. I'm the manager there. I was born and raised in Rockingham County. I was born in Reidsville, moved 11 miles to Wentworth about 15 years ago. As far as it goes, Rockingham County, it's no better county. I've been to a lot of different areas around North Carolina just traveling, but when you don't have to grit your teeth going to work every morning, that's kind of a good thing. So that's all.
My name is Megan O'Dell. I'm the Transportation Director for Aging, Disability, and Transit Services here in Rockingham County. I live in the Monroe community outside of Reidsville. And when I was 17, I always said I was going to get as far away from Rockingham County as possible, and I made it 4 miles down the road. So, what I love about Rockingham County is the collaboration and partnerships between agencies, particularly what I get to see on an everyday basis in my professional life. But also the fact that people wave and they help you, and if you're on the side of the road, they stop and make sure you're okay, and help you grab things off the shelf at the grocery store when you can't reach the very top item. So, and you don't get that anywhere else, so that's why I like Rockingham County.
I'm Royce Richardson. I live in Madison, a native of Rockingham County. I was born in Eden, but not Moorhead Hospital, in Eden Hospital. Lived in Rockingham County except for a couple of years my entire life. I'm a semi-retired insurance adjuster. I also retired from the North Carolina National Guard with 29 years in the National Guard. I have 3 children and 10 grandchildren, and they unfortunately do not live in Rockingham County, but we see them as much as we can. I have finally got them all in North Carolina. While I'm delighted to have been selected for this academy, Up until yesterday, I really didn't want to be here tonight. I was hoping to be in Charlotte, in the stadium in Charlotte, but of course found out yesterday that that event had been changed to inside, so my credentials were not honored any longer. So I am glad to be here. Thing I like about Rockingham County, of course, it's home, but I love the environment, the landscape, the rivers. You travel around the county, it's just a beautiful place. Foothills, this part of North Carolina. I love the people. People in Rockingham County are genuine, very friendly people. And I like the proximity to Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Martinsville. You don't have to travel an hour to get to a city where you can do about anything you want to.
Good evening. My name is Richard Jr. Ratliff. I'm from a haystack in Alamance County. Yeah, haystack. And my parents moved to Washington, D.C. That's where I grew up, in Washington, D.C., where I was involved with the Metro Transit Authority, with the YMCA. I retired at 28 years old, so I had to wait for my wife to retire. I will be here in Rockingham County 3 years, December the 17th at 8:33 p.m. I'm enjoying North Carolina, a beautiful state. It's so beautiful. My experiences here in North Carolina, I ran for city council. I'm a second vice president for the African American Caucus, Democratic Party. I'm involved with corporate extension, of which we just came back from a trip with A&T to A&T farms, dealing with high-tone farming. We went to my alma mater, Virginia State College. You know, they grow papaya all year long in Virginia, and those high-tone farming. I'm involved with the 4-H Club. And now I want to learn the government of Rockingham County so I can better help the people of Rockingham County. My belief has always been the people business. Thank you.
I'm Sharon Finley, and I live in Mayadan. I've been here going on 4 years. I moved here with my husband, who is a pastor of Mayadan Methodist Church, so we're learning our way around this area. I have worked for 20 years in Winston-Salem as a legal secretary, and now I'm down to part-time, and so I commute from Mayadan to Winston every week, and that works out perfectly. And two things I love about Rockingham County. One, coming back home from Winston on 220, the view of the foothills is just breathtaking. I just feel like I've transcended from one country to another by when I come back. And secondly, I love the friendliness of the people also. Through my husband, I've been able to meet so many people in the area, and I'm amazed at the pride and the love they have for this county and their home and all the memories, and we've heard stories after stories of how wonderful it is, and we're enjoying it very much.
I'm Jeff Paris. I'm from Eden. I was born there, lived here up until 90-something, went away, made a statement publicly multiple times that I was never ever coming back to Rockingham County. With my job, I moved every 6 years or so, saw various parts of the state, quickly discovered 20 years later, that there was no place I wanted to live but Rockingham County. Moved back to Rockingham County 3 years ago. A place where everyone knows your name. A place where everyone knows your name. It's a good place to be.
My name is William Wells. I've been a resident of Rockingham County all my life. I spent my education career as an educator and administrator outside of Rockingham County, and since retiring, I've returned to the county, in which I serve as a part-time employee for the county in the area of Board of Elections. And in that area, I had a chance to meet a lot of people, and my reason for wanting to be a part of the academy is to find out more about the operations of the government within the county and how we can all work together in making Rockingham County the place that we all would like to live.
My name is Heather Welch. I'm a West Side Rockingham County resident as well, Stokesdale. I'm a mother of 4, a 911 dispatcher. I am an advocate for the county. I do guardian ad litem. I'm with the rescue squad. I have volunteered with Madison, Stokesdale, and Huntsville Fire Department. 911 dispatcher at Baptist. I moved to Rockingham County about 10 years ago by accident and fell in love with it. I grew up in orange groves in Florida, and my kids are growing up in tobacco fields in Rockingham County.
I think many of you stole my thunder. Let me just say I'm Mabel Scott again, Public Information Officer with Rockingham County Government. And my husband and I came to North Carolina when Miller Brewing first opened in Rockingham County. He was recruited to work at the can plant, and he still works at the can plant in Reedsville. And what I love about Rockingham County is something one of my professors said when he found out that I was coming up here to work. He said, "You will love Rockingham County because it will remind you of Memphis," and that's where I'm from. In Memphis, everyone waves at you and helps you, and they'll give you a ride, and there was a real hometown feeling where people loved you and they cared about you. So I think my professor was right in that the Memphis that I grew up in on Beale Street is very similar to the people that I've met here in Rockingham County. I think after listening to everyone come up to the mic, we've all maybe put together a whole documentary on why we love Rockingham County and why Rockingham County is a wonderful place to live. It is the North Star, and we have so many positive things to share. And we hope that during the Citizens Academy, we will be able to share more and more positive things about what Rockingham County government is doing. And this is why we gave you this Welcome to Your County book. This is part of your work that you can just do during your leisure time. But over the next couple of weeks or so, read through this pamphlet, keep it with you. This pamphlet, along with the website, www.co.rockingham.nc.us. Those are your 2 major guides, this book and the Rockingham County website. And what we will do is every week, we will send you maybe 3 or 4 questions, and we'll ask you to just send us back the answers. And we know you'll be able to find the answers quickly because they're all in this book. So hold on to this book, don't lose it. And when we send you those questions, just email the answers back. We think right now it's time for a short break.
I think we're getting ready to have some fun. As soon as Mabel comes back, here she is. So, as we said, we're going to have fun and we're going to learn. And just let yourself go. Don't hold back. And I think we'll all enjoy it.
How many of you have been to a Rockingham County governmental Board of Commissioners meeting? How many people? That's good. Okay. How many have you ever spoken or presented to the board? Okay, great. What we're going to do tonight is have a mock Rockingham County Board of Commissioners meeting. And all of you will be involved. And guess what? We don't know what role you're going to play. We're going to walk around the room and you pull out one little tiny slip of paper. What does that mean? And you end up being one of the people. So get ready, get ready, get ready. In some cases, you have a sheet of paper that has an issue. That means that's what you're going to talk about. You are either a proponent, you're either for it or against it. But you're coming to the meeting to talk to the board. And we're almost ready to start.
Was there anybody who did not get something to do?
Everyone has one? Now, for everyone who, we have 5 county commissioners. These are the county commissioners. This is the executive team, our clerk.
And then you'll stop.
You have to, you can stand now, I guess. She has a gun. She is the code enforcement officer. If anyone acts up in the meeting or is not, the chair can do what?
Escort them out of the room.
Is that what they do?
If they're out of order, if we warn them not, they'll be asked to leave, or they can escort them out.
And when we get to the part where we see public comment period, all of you are representing the information on your sheet. So when you come up to the mic, you say you will have 1 minute to talk on behalf of your particular issue, and you're presenting it to the county commissioners. If the county commissioners don't understand or have any information that they want to share, or if they have a question, they can ask their executive team to say something. But it's up to the chairman of the county commissioners to run this meeting. So the reason why we're doing this is because so many times people say there are hoops to try to go through county government. What we want to do is show you that it's really a simple process and that people are working very hard to make things seamless and easy. So now we will start the meeting and we will go according to the agenda. And the chairman, sir.
Rockingham County Board of Commissioners regular meeting September 6, 2012 is called to order. I'd like to welcome all of you here. Mr. Bass, would you like to lead us in invocation?
Yes, I don't mind. Bless us, dear Lord, make us truly grateful for this opportunity to come together on this occasion. We ask that you give us direction to send upon us, help us to love each other. We ask your blessings for all of those in our government, our federal, state, and local. We ask your blessings for our military. And we ask you to give us strength. And in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, we pray these blessings. Thank you. Amen.
We're going to have to stand and have a pledge of allegiance to that.
If that's what you so desire.
Raise the flag. And to stand and pledge allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Chairman Massey, do you have a copy of the agenda?
No, sir.
Oh, okay. Let me give you a copy.
Let me get one for
follow
each
this.
Oh,
you got one.
Oh,
you got it. Oh, yeah. Yes.
The agenda is here.
Right. Which agenda you're asking about is the agenda you have before you.
Okay. We've read the agenda for the September 6, 2012. Accept the motion for approval.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we accept the agenda for September 6th.
Do I hear a second?
I second.
All those in favor, show of right hand. Motion passed. Are we going to swear y'all got to ask a question now. Are we going to swear the speakers in before the public comments?
Let's assume that they've been sworn.
They've already been signed in, but...
Let me just one little situation I want to remind you of. You asked for those who approve, but you didn't give those opposing it an opportunity.
All right, do we have any opposed? I think we had
That's okay, but still for the record.
Okay. All right, those that have signed up to speak for the public comment period, would you approach the podium?
And we can just go down the row. Mr. Cole, first.
How much time, Mr. Chairman, do they have to speak?
1 minute.
1 minute, and would you state your name and address, please?
My name is Edna McCollum. I live in Reedsville, 806 Lawndale Drive, Apartment 8. And I'm here to speak on why Rockingham County government needs a Citizens Academy. And there are people, including myself, that does not know how our government, how county government works. And we need to have classes like this so we'll be more informed. We'll know how to vote, what the people stand for, and how things are run.
Are there any questions by the board members?
Will you tell them who you are?
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. And I am the public information officer.
And you need to sit right in front of Mrs. Bass at the corner.
Oh, you see here?
So it's that. Yeah, you sit on the reporters. That's where the reporters go.
She starts. My name is Google Bass, and I live in Rockingham, North Carolina. And I'm here to ask for increased voting registration and increase the, have somebody to,
I'm sorry. No, your minute just started. Come on, it took me that long. Sorry, my fault. Your minute just started.
New county manager.
I am opposed to voter identification. I think it will decrease the registration for voters, and I believe we need to increase registration for voters instead of decreasing.
Don't you all have some questions for the lady?
Yeah, do any of the board members have a question for Mrs. Bass?
Pardon me?
I asked the board members if they had any questions for you.
You have to be at the podium to answer your question. National TV news. National TV news producer.
Good evening. My name is Clarenda Lipscomb. I live in Reedsville. I live on Price Street, apartment 3E. And I'm here because I'm going to produce a program, and it's on a genealogical research. We really need to get into this county because we have such rich heritage here on all levels, and we'd like to come in and to dig in and to research so that our people in this county will know how rich and how fortunate they are and what our forefathers and mothers did for this county to make it what it is today.
Do the board members have any questions for Ms. Lipscomb?
Ms. Lipscomb, how do you plan to go about doing this research?
Well, first we will come in and we would need to meet with the people, the public, first of all, to establish their backgrounds, their families. We need to get into records, so into the county records as well as into the city records, so that we can start from there. And then from there we will set up a plan. Yes.
Ms. Lipscomb, I might be able to save you some time. The Rockingham County Courthouse record burned quite some time ago, decades and decades and decades ago, and I know this because I'm not Mormon, but my grandfather's family was, and they can't find anything. If Mormons can't find it, nobody can find it.
That's why it would be important to meet with the families and with the people of Rockingham County, because you are so rich in heritage, and I know a lot of you have a lot of stories and have a lot of information for us.
Would staff have any advice they might care to offer?
You folks at the table understand.
You like to offer at this point? No. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
She comes up and brings something, and I'm all about this timer right now. So I put her on the timer, and then he asks a question. Is he included in the timer?
Did you have? No. We're trying to simulate a real life situation. So her time was allotted because of her question asked. Right. Now she has more time if they ask questions to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any more questions? Thank you.
And let me just say, commissioners, sometimes you might ask a question that you know the answer to, but you ask it so your audience can hear. You might, and in doing so, you might encourage the presenter a way to resolve her issue. But you don't always ask what you don't know. Sometimes you ask what you know. Little information. Go right ahead, ma'am. Very good job.
Good evening. I'm Teresa Giles. I'm a New York City executive. I've been transferred down here to Rockingham County. I live at 151 Pineview Road in Eden, which is really Wentworth. And I would like public transportation to get to my new job downtown Eden. What can you provide for me? I don't have a driver's license. I'm used to taking the subway, mass transit, and I would like some public transportation. Do not have a driver's license. I never did.
The county is in the process of working on this. RCATS is available. They're going through Pelham Transportation to work on some of these things to get people not only to the doctors but to some of their various jobs. That's a committee that's being formed at present to work on some transportation for their various areas.
One thing let me just suggest to the board. You represent the people, and any services that you have to consider, there's a cost. Now, how do you get that money? Through taxes. So think of those concerns when you ask something with the cost, with the service cost, okay? Very good. Who's next?
Who's next?
No, that's all right. You already. Isn't someone next? Go. Either way.
No pressure.
And Commissioner, you certainly have the authority to use your staff to supply you with information that you may not have at your disposal.
My name is Megan O'Dell. I live at 8118 US Highway 158 West in Reidsville, North Carolina. I'm here to ask for a 10% match on funding for an after-school program called the Ladybugs and Grad Guys. This program is for ninth graders transitioning into a new atmosphere into high school, and it really helps bridge the gap between middle school and high school. There's such a large gap between what you learn in middle school and then what you are just pushed into in high school. And this after-school program allows for to have some mentoring and some other folks that can be in the life other than parents.
Question?
Sure.
Mr. Banks. would this be appropriate time for either the county attorney or county manager to answer
Yes,
a question such as this?
Yeah, I think, but right away I would ask for some research information. I don't know that you have enough information to make a decision. How much does it cost? And, you know, things like that, because honestly, everything in terms of dollars and cents, somebody's got to pay for it. And it sounds like a good idea, but you want to know just how much research and development has been done.
What research do you have to back up your request?
Okay, we currently have 12 students enrolled, 15 in the Ladybugs program, which is an all-girls program, and 5 in the Grad Guys program. We have seen that these 20 individuals have made better grades because of this program. They've made better friends, they've made better choices as far as their lifestyle goes. And we just believe that this is what every teenager needs to do.
Ms. Adele, I will tell you that there's not one extra cent available. And we are taxed up already. Under no circumstances would I vote to raise taxes on Rockingham County.
Right. Well, this is just requiring a 10% match on the funding. We do local fundraisers. It costs about $15 per student per day to have this program, and that includes the activities and the food that we provide to them in the after-school program. So all we're asking for is a 10% match for this program, and we believe that is small dollars compared to the lives that could be changed.
I'm sorry, but there are no funds available.
Let me ask you
You're
a
harsh.
question, and then a role play. Are they the only ones that allow us to speak?
It's a commissioners meeting, and if they call on you, you have the opportunity, but you can raise your hand. If the chairman recognizes you, you may speak.
Okay.
Let me ask you, commissioners, if you would, when you speak, put your mics in front of you. The sound is on, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
And these also, you can put those in front of you. If the green light is on, that means you got the go sign. But if you choose to get involved, turn to the chair, and if he will recognize you, then you have the authority to speak. And it's also, also might be advisable, rather than turn somebody down, take their request under advisement. And perhaps maybe you want to look at it and maybe call them in for one-on-one and get some more facts.
Or maybe ask the county manager if he can assist.
She's talking about mentoring for Ladybugs. She's talking about mentoring for Ladybugs and Grad Guys. Who are these mentors? Are they board certified? Are they Rockingham County Schools?
And we're going to get into that discussion afterwards with some of the observations, okay? But we're just trying to get enough going here so you can make some. I think you had your hand up.
Well, I did to him, because
to the chairman?
and that was my point too. If we felt like that we had, as this group right here, in a regular meeting, if they had something that they wanted to contribute or ask a question, we had to be recognized by
the chair. Right.
And that, following up what you were talking about, if we say, yeah, we're interested, give us more information, is that where it becomes a one-on-one with the...
Well, be careful not to put your chair in a hot spot.
Oh, I wouldn't. I certainly would.
Yeah, and
if the chair gets in the hospital, we won't call it dead.
But again, just keep in mind, that's the governing body up there.
Right.
Your support there.
Right.
Okay, so you don't, and I'm not saying that you are, but you don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Short run.
Chair recognizes the county manager.
We would really like some information, and the only reason I'm saying that there may be grants available that we could research for you. If you could provide us with that information, we would certainly be able to look into it for you.
Okay.
Now, let me just make one observation there. You might suggest, Mr. Chair, if we possibly could, don't you take the authority to
Okay.
give it to her? Okay?
I got it.
Okay.
Would it be appropriate to tell her to set up a meeting with the county manager?
Yes.
At her convenience?
At your convenience. At the county manager.
County manager.
Oh, yes.
Well, that's
In
what
other
the
words, you're not saying no, you're keeping it alive, but in the end, you may not be able to do anything, but you're not abruptly saying no.
Yes, well, I recommend you get in touch with the county manager and set up an appointed time at each one of his convenience for a meeting to discuss these options.
Is this something that the county manager could bring forth as an approval? When it's the county manager that brings forth his recommendations?
I think whatever you and the county manager discuss is going to have to go back to the board.
Right, but it could come up, as opposed to me having to do another public hearing, it could come up if I have to give.
Depending on what comes out of the meeting.
Okay.
And listen, folks, I don't want to take away any of your thunder. If you have questions that you want to, because I'm sure, are you going to ask any questions after?
All of them have to come before the board.
Okay,
Within the next few minutes.
Okay.
So the other people,
residents.
you're residents, you're all residents.
So remember, is it 1 minute?
1 minute. Each person has 1
Mr.
minute.
Chairman, each person has 1 minute. And we have to adhere to
Yeah, I'd like to let everyone know that we are running tight on time, and keep your comments brief and to the point, please.
I appreciate your warning, Mr. Chairman, and I will try to be as brief as possible. My name is Jeffrey H. Parris. I reside at 110 Sanderland Court in Eden, North Carolina. I've only been here for a short period of time. I'm here today because I'm an advance man for a large corporation. We are looking at the purchasing of large parcels of land that we think we would be able to develop and expand our southern franchise. My research has been that we've been able to find some very affordable land. However, much to our chagrin, we're finding that the land is currently zoned as residential. My research would be that it would be just a small problem with your planning and zoning organization if we could get a waiver so that for this parcel of land that we're looking at, that perhaps we could get that designated from residential to the appropriate designation.
Have you brought your concerns before the planning, being here to talk to the planning?
Tonight is my first opportunity to speak to any board here. I would appreciate any guidance that you or any of your staff might provide to help us facilitate what we're trying to accomplish here.
Question, space.
Yes, sir.
What I need to direct him to do is go to the planning department and start there.
Yeah, either there or economic development.
Okay, well, I suggest you either go to the planning department or economic development to start the process before it gets to us.
And in as much as this is his first time before the board or before the government, local government, he may not know where that is. You might want to get with the clerk or with the manager and get some directions as to where these folks are located.
Yeah, the clerk will be glad to tell you the appropriate measures you need to take.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate your helpfulness in this matter.
What did he just say, to who?
The chair.
The clerk?
Yes.
Did he say the clerk was going to help?
Yes.
I get the information from the clerk.
Was that the clerk?
No, we're gonna have to wait till after the meeting for that.
Yeah, but the clerk will be.
Hi, I'm Casey Vincent. I live at 538 East Stadium Drive in Eden, North Carolina. I have family who lives out in the Ruffin area as well, and I know there's I keep hearing about this big business park that's being built out on 770 out near the Danville, Martinsville, Virginia line, and I want to know what the county, I know Eden City is involved in the water lines and that type of thing, development. What part is the county playing in drawing those businesses here that are going to build these factories and build these plants, and know what type of economic development and impact that's going to have on the county? How is the county involved? How's the county government involved?
Is that a question should be directed to staff or answer?
What I'm going, excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what I'm saying, what I'm hearing and observing, a lot of these questions are not necessarily questions that should be asked at a public hearing to the extent that they can be resolved. A lot of them sound like they need directions, who to go to first, then come to you or come before the board. And it's no problem in saying, ma'am, you need to get more information, you need to do more research, you need to go this way, that place, this place. Get with my county manager and he or she can direct you. It's no problem. I mean, you're being professional and you're being courteous, but you're not God and you can't answer and do everything.
I just want to know those are not decisions that...
Well, they may not be, but I mean, that's up for you to determine, you know. And board members, you all have to help each other.
Mr. Chair, I understand that because of the economic situation, very little is being done at that industrial park. Same thing true at the one south of Martinsville.
Okay, what I would suggest is those are all questions that we're not able to answer right now. And maybe you should check with our legal staff and the county manager, and they'll be able to help you along the lines of information that you need.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, my name is Jeff Utter. I live at 141 Panther Road, Rockingham, North Carolina. My concerns are two right now. One is how much longer is it going to take this pool at Rockingham County High School ready, and how much longer, and how much out of budget are we on that as of right now? And number two is the parking at Lincoln Middle School, or elementary school, that's where my granddaughter goes to, is outrageous when it comes down to parking for their Christmas events and their Easter events and stuff like that. You cannot park anywhere out there. I'm looking to see what can be done about getting extra parking out there at the middle school, and find out how much out of budget and how much longer it's going to be to get the pool ready at Rockingham County High School.
Mr. Utter, those are some problems that will probably need to be addressed to the school board regarding the pool as well as the parking at Lincoln School. I think Mrs. Rose, that's the chairperson of the school board, or Dr. Shotwell, would be better able to direct you with the correct answer.
And that's the same at the high school also?
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Co Trent. I live in Madison, North Carolina, and I have a concern about the high rate of unemployment in the county, and would like to know what's being done to entice businesses, grow industry, and in our county. We have so many empty buildings, natural resources, land, rivers. We're convenient to all of these cities. The airport's not that far away. What's being done to try to get businesses into this county? And and what is needed in order, to prepare citizens for employment, or are they ready? They just need to work.
I do know that we have a really superb economic development committee, and I do believe they've just launched their new website. So if you go online and look at the Rockingham County Economic Development website, that'll give you some great information, also contact information if the website itself doesn't give you what you're looking for.
Thank you. And also, Rockingham Community College has various training programs available for people to get trained to work in these various companies that do want to come in, so they can be prepared. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, just an observation. Now, you don't want your board members speaking out anytime on their own. They've got to come through you. You're the chair. Make sure they recognize it, and you recognize them before they speak, okay? Because they could get you in trouble.
I did sort of turn to them and ask them about it. Okay? But they are already.
But you have to keep order. You're the chairman.
Okay. Don't be speaking.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Phyllis Thomas. I reside at 3591 NC Highway 14, Reedsville, North Carolina, and I'm here tonight to talk about public safety, specifically the emergency medical services for the county. We are currently without a director for 2 years, and we are wanting to know what our budget will be for the next year so that we can put a director into place so that we can have a better run agency so that we can serve our citizens better. Also, we have one of our vehicles that is on its last legs, and we don't want to be transporting a patient and have the vehicle become disabled and the patient's health put in jeopardy because of that. So we're wanting to know what our budget will be for the next year so we can address those two issues.
Maybe Tommy, the board members to this, to think of this. What I'd like to do is refer you to the county manager of this situation, and if you would, call his assistant and she will set you up an appointment to meet with him and discuss these matters further.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, good evening. My name is Royce Richardson. I live at 300 West Hunter Street in Madison. I come before you this evening to represent the senior citizens of Rockingham County, and more particularly the nutrition sites. Currently we have 4 nutrition sites in Stoneville, Mayodan, Reedsville, and Eden. And there's really a need for nutrition sites in Huntsville, Bethany, Wentworth, and Ruffin areas. As you probably know, senior citizens is one of the largest growing segments of our population. The need for local proximity to nutrition sites is very needed in this county. Okay, is it?
Go ahead.
A lot of senior citizens can't travel, and you know, as you probably know, this is one of the most nutritious meals that a lot of them have each day. Can we open back up some of those sites that you all closed a couple of years ago?
Mr. Chairman, let me just say, in the interest of time so that we can hear the rest of them, I think what's happening here is people are coming to you. You don't, and you can't answer all of these questions, but you can give them directions or redirect them as to who to go to. See, first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what is the public comment period designed for? Okay, now, you're not going to sit up there and resolve every one of these folks' problem as they come in, but you can give them a procedure by which they can go through and provide the board with more facts, and certainly they'll get some of those answers on the way up back to you. So it's okay to say, I hear you, here's what I'm suggesting you need to do. Some of them, you know, you can answer, and some, but most of them in the public comment period session, you're not going to be able to resolve.
We hadn't had anything at all yet that we could resolved.
I agree, and I think you did. One young lady, you suggested to her that she needed what she needed to do, but you know, they're going to moan and groan, not you all. But you got to hear, and then you got to know where to tell them where to go.
Well, I think that's part of the problem.
No, I'm serious.
We were over there, we didn't know where to go either.
Right. But see, there's nothing, because you're a county commissioner, you're not inundated with magic knowledge. And,
I thought you were.
No. And, but seriously, I mean, and I think you're getting the picture here. It's not easy sitting up there, but after all, you don't want to turn the citizens off, you see. Hopefully, when you come to time for re-election, people will want to re-elect you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Scott, I hope I'm not interrupting this way I'm doing this, but
well, you're
just making me
You're
guess.
hitting Dr. Scott's purpose of the case.
Commissioners, my name is William Wells, and I represent a group of concerned citizens in the Reedsville area. And my concern is we lost an opportunity with an equestrian center some time back, in which we had someone from our surrounding area in which a CEO's daughter made it all the way to the Olympics. And my concern is, I know we have limited funds with the community, but I want to know, is there any thought given in maybe bringing that issue back where we can generate some more revenue for our citizens of Rockingham County?
I'd like to refer you to the Economic Development Department and discuss this matter with them. And I think they could better answer your questions at this point than we can right now.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Sir, do you know where the Economic Development Department is?
No, but I will.
If you'll give the county manager's office a call, direct you where you need to go.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Heather Welch. I'm a resident of Stokesdale. Recently in the county, we've had a growth in the environmental department as far as new buildings are being built, county buildings are being built, but we are having them landscaped and whatnot by subcontractors. And my concern is that Rockingham County is an environmental opportunity for our students. And I think we need to explore that, and I would like to know if we could possibly put that forward for your consideration. The money's already been set aside for landscape growth and whatnot. Is it possible that we can maybe redirect it into the schools and have our students landscaping our new buildings, or new county buildings, instead of sending our money elsewhere? This would be an opportunity for both our county, as far as keeping the money inside the county, as well as an opportunity for agriculture.
Do I have any comments by board members concerning this matter?
Mr. Chairman, with the opportunity for the students to do this landscaping, we would have to refer you to the legal department for as legalities as to the safety and if it's legal for a student to be out there in that, and also that type of thing.
Many of these programs, FFA, also athletic groups and whatnot, already do these programs for the schools and whatnot. I would like to have the county look into possibly doing it for our county buildings. They're already covered under school projects, and they can be supervised by our teachers, and that can apply towards their credits for high school.
Well, that's something we'll look into.
Thank you.
And we'll get back with you.
Thank you.
Good evening, County Commissioner, baby, sir. I have an interest in substance abuse and reckless driving, and obesity as well. But what is the county doing to help? Is there a program that we can do to help these people so they won't decide to get high, then can't drive, and run into this people walking down the street? I'm afraid to go out of my house. Is there a program that can help us out? Or somebody I can call?
Any comments by the board members?
Well, there is already Lose It and Lose It, I think is the program that's in place. And if you would like to check on more programs that the county has in place, that would probably be a good question for the Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
So if you're unsure of how to contact the Sheriff's Department, you can check with the clerk before you leave today after the meeting.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Let me just make one observation while we're at this point. I think you handle that well. You don't want to get into a back and forth question and answer with, because again, the key point here is what is the public comment session for? And you don't have to, he's given time to ask and make his issue known. You're not saying at the public comment, we will resolve all issues, because you can't. It's for him to, and you know, personally, some of the citizens don't realize this, but hopefully you will realize this. As a citizens, maybe some of your public comments, you don't want to be so public. You might want to do your homework first. You know what the old saying, don't air your dirty linen. Yes, sir.
I'm having the trouble deciphering the difference between public comment questions and what I might consider new business.
Yeah.
I mean, how does one determine what is which?
Well, I think first of all, if I were a citizen, as I am a citizen, but if not, not as a commissioner, I think I would come out and explore. I would talk to the county manager first and ask for some direction, and I would discuss my issues so that, and excuse me, we're in class now, but I wouldn't stand up here and sound like a fool, like I don't know what I'm talking about. People deal with you like you deal with them, you see what I'm saying? And if you're serious, they're gonna buckle down and try to get you some answers. But if you come up, you know, all over yourself and whatever, you're not impressing anybody. You don't get the second chance to make the first impression. But yes, that's what I would do. I would go into, because we all work for you, but it doesn't mean that we can do the impossible. We can do what's within reason. We should leave you, if we can't resolve your problem, we should leave you with an understanding as to why, and respecting your right to ask a question. Yes, sir.
Now, protocol-wise, I can come unannounced and just sign up for public comments.
Sure.
But in order for new business, is that prearranged?
You have to get on the agenda. Yes. And Madam Clerk, isn't there a certain time frame before he or she can get on the agenda? How much notice do they have to have?
Well, there is. It's 2 weeks' notice, but for new business, it could be that day.
Right.
As long as it's approved by the chair and county manager.
Right. Okay. And see, the chair and vice chair and the county manager and the staff meet on these packages before they come out to us. But she's correct. I'm sorry. Next person.
I wanted to get a running start. Thank you very much. My name is John Roberts. I live at 1919 Belmont Drive, Reidsville, North Carolina. I'm here to represent a very large group of Rockingham County residents called Rockingham County Residents for Pets. I say residents, they're also voters. We are absolutely appalled at what is going on or not going on at our brand new humane facility that you folks helped approve. We've talked to people at all levels of government and so far and have not gotten much help. The euthanasia rate for perfectly adoptable pets out there is absolutely appalling. There are pets out there that go wanting families every day, that need full-time families, and we would like to see this board use its power and authority to do whatever they can do to see that euthanasia rate is brought down, these pets are adopted out, whether it's lowering rates or whatever. We'd like to see that done sooner rather than later. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Chairman.
Chair recognizes the county manager.
First, I have a question. If they determine that this is not part, that should not be here. And I'm not saying that, but one of that should not be here.
Should be asked here.
Correct.
I think he has the right to ask the question. It's how they respond to the question. And I think, based on what I think I'm hearing, someone should direct him to the animal authority or to the legal or to the county manager. And see, some of these questions, most of them that I've heard so far, really don't have any organization, no background, no research. And you need that in order to make a decision. And that's no reflection on anyone. We all know this is a mock meeting. But the whole idea, do your homework. And part of your homework is knowing where to go, who to talk to, and what to ask. Organization, planning, execution, and following through. So I think you would be in your rights, Mr. Chairman. I hear you. Here's what I'm suggesting you do, Mr. Citizen, and move from there.
Is this something that, are some of these things mandated by the state and beyond our control, or we have no authority?
Yeah, but even if they're in your control, I don't know that you've got to answer to the citizens. And I don't know that you want to spend the taxpayers' money without having factual information. And that's the whole idea, because the state didn't put you up there. The citizens voted you. I'm not jumping on you. But you have a response to the citizens, and that's the whole point I think we're trying to make here. And how you spend the taxpayers' money, and what kind of steward you are of the taxpayers' money is the big thing here now. And they have the right to ask you anything. They ask you for $1 million, can you give it? But, you know, that's the whole idea. But it's what you say to them that's going to make them respect you, or say, man, I'm not talking to those people. They don't know their head from a hole in the ground. And yet, you could say no, but, you know, they advise me how to get my issue resolved. And that's part of the behavior. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm Matt Smith, 312 Bridge Street in Eden. I am the operations manager of Rockingham County Help for the Homeless, a non-governmental, non-taxpayer supported organization that survives on donations from the charitable and the religious communities. We have come to the point in our ministry to the homeless that we have identified some that are in the capacity as homeless people, but we realize that there are further people out there that aren't even identified yet, that we have trouble finding on our limited funds, those being primarily children and veterans. We have a need to identify people to serve who won't really come forward and give us come out and say that they're homeless. But in order to do that, in order to turn these people into tax-paying citizens, people who will contribute to this county, we have to have some funding to be able to identify these people for who they are. And the request is for a 10% matching fund to... would be appropriate to cut this off here at this time?
Yes.
Okay, you got the gist of what I want, so.
And no, I apologize that we're running out of time.
I know.
And it is a mock meeting. And I'm just going to quickly make some observations. And folks, you see your role as citizens. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I get instructions. as citizens, again, the more we're informed, the better we will perform. I haven't seen a whole lot of A+ performances from the citizen side up here. Now, obviously, commissioners certainly have to do some training to sustain their positions and represent the people. And as good, solid citizens, you're going to know who to vote for and put up there to do the representation that you need and want. But to make the system go forward, we need to have knowledge of who to talk to, why we're talking to them, and what to say to them. And you know, you can ask for anything you want, but again, is this in the best interest of all the citizens or the majority of the citizens? So make sure when you have a request, you don't try to get it resolved at the public comment period. You try to go in and talk to the proper people that you need to talk to so that you can put the issues on the table and deal with them. And again, this whole thing is about respect. If you come in there with your information properly put together, I think you're going to get somebody's attention, and that's the whole idea. Now, we're going to close, and we apologize. Ms. Scott has a few more things to talk with you about, but you see how interesting this can be and can get, and I would encourage you, come to the commissioners' meetings. Now, I can't tell you they're all going to be perfect, but there's a lot that you can make notations about that you can go back out and maybe help somebody else when they come. Yes.